Hi everyone, welcome back to War Master Ezekiel. It's been a bit of a long hiatus and I thought what better to begin making videos again than a bit of an angry one just to get some energy. This is, you might be wondering what these boxes are for, I'll get to that in a minute. This is something that I've been waiting and watching other people's channels, the bigger channels, the ones that really actually matter, unlike mine. To touch on, and you know, it's been long enough I think, and I haven't really seen it touched on by these big channels the way that I'd like to and the way that I think it needs to be done, and so I've had enough. I'm going to do it. I have seen it touched on occasionally here and there on larger channels, kind of with velvet gloves, you know, being, you know, too soft like always, just, you know, velvet gloves touching a subject that, you know, it's a good point but they just never really drive it home as hard as I think they should do. So I'm going to do a whole damn video on it, and I might get a bit angry, so if you don't like rant videos, might not be for you. Although I'm going to ask a question which you might have seen in a title or something already. Obviously I haven't done that, but yes, I don't know, but there will be sort of a question that I want to talk about as well, sort of muse about. And as always, these videos aren't just me dictating my opinion to you. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments, because that's what it's all about. So Monopose madness. I think that will be in the video somewhere that you've clicked on. What I want to talk about today is the plague of Monopose figures, and you know, the catalyst for this that has set me off, just pushed me over the edge. Had enough now. I've been nice. Had enough now. It's pushed me over the edge. Is the Orks. I don't even play Orks. But it's that much of a travesty that even for an army that I don't care about really, it still just pissed me off that much. So we're doing a video on it, but we're going to backtrack a little bit to not to the beginning of it by any extent, because it's been going on for some time. And I will be talking about 40k specifically because I know it's happening in Age of Sigmar, and probably, you know, even before that in Fantasy, but it's really 40k that I want to touch on today because it's where it's most noticeable and what I'm most familiar with. So as you can see here, I've got lots of boxes of regular Chaos Space Marines. Now this is maybe half of what I had to begin with. There's about 9 boxes here. I've already built about 10, and I've got a bunch of, you know, sprues that I've picked up that aren't even pictured here. Why do I have these? Well, I started buying Chaos Space Marine box sets like this as soon as I saw the first 2 Marines in Blackstone Fortress. As soon as those 2 Marines were shown in Blackstone Fortress, the internet went, hooray, new Chaos Space Marine sculpts, and I went, oh god, because I know what that means, Monopose crap. And I was right, you know, it's a shit box set. You get basically 2 poses per guy. You know, you can build maybe 2 squads that don't look identical, and even then they look fairly identical because it's the same guy with a different weapon loadout. And this isn't new to, you know, 8th edition by any extent. It was the case for the Chaos Cultists. You know, Chaos Cultists are a unit that I've been interested in getting for a long time. Never really got into them because, you know, of course, being Games Workshop, it's like 10 guys, Monopose, push fit, 10 guys that all look the same. You want mobs of 20 or 30 even, or 40 at the time before they took it down to 30. But it's 10 guys that you just repeat 4 times or 3 times in a squad, and it's trash. It's absolute trash. I hate it then. And they sell them in boxes of 5. What the fuck? You know, it's pathetic, it's disgusting. And you know, since then you've had the Poxwalkers. I've been playing Death Guard since 8th edition, since they came out new in 8th edition. Don't own a single Games Workshop Poxwalker because again, it's 10 guys, 10 unique 1 pose guys that you just repeat 3 times in a squad. It's pathetic. I use Mantic Zombies because yes, there's still only about 5 variants, but they at least look the same enough so that when there's a horde of 30 of them, they just look like zombies. You're not seeing the same individual characterful guy, you know, with the same lab coat or the same goggles, whatever, just replicated, you know, 3 times in the same squad. Same for Cultists. You know, for Cultists, I'm a fan of the War Games Atlantic Penal Colony, I think it is. You get 30 in a box, body, arms and heads. Brilliant, it's perfect. Rather than the same 5 or 10 guys just repeated 50 times. It's, you know, it's pathetic. Then the Plague Marines came out, the Death Guard Plague Marines. Now I can't complain too much about these because they had a terrible Monopose metal and then resin set. before this, so I can't actually complain about the Plague Marines that much, although it's still annoying because, again, it's a case of buying 2 boxes, and really, you know, it's the same body every time, but you have a second weapon option for each guy. So basically, if you buy 2 boxes, you've got, you know, enough for 14 Plague Marines. Same body, but different weapon loadouts, but still, no reason to buy more than 2 boxes of Plague Marines. And then we're going to get to... Now, the biggest travesty here that I'm angry even to this day about is the Chaos Terminators, the Chaos Space Marine Terminators. They swept under the radar, and I was really angry at the time. Didn't even have a channel at this point, so I didn't say anything about it. But, you know, I was really angry that none of the channels I was watching brought up problems with the Chaos Terminators. They are the worst, well, likely not the worst kit if you really searched all of the Games Workshop archives, but for me, the worst fucking kit they've ever done. It's pathetic beyond words. 5 guys, monopose, can't change them, and you get 1 of each fucking weapon choice in the box. You can't, even chain axes, the basic equipment they come with in the codex, you get 1 fucking chain axe in the box. Nothing you can do about it. 1 common plasma, 1 common melter, 1 power axe, 1 set of lightning claws. Shit. It is the worst box set I've ever seen in my life. You would have to buy 5 fucking sets to just to be able to build any of the guys looking you know, unified in the squad like you'd want to. Like, oh well, I want, you know, lightning claw guys or plasma gun guys or melter gun guys. Well, even the chain axe guys. Chain axes are good. You get 1 in the fucking box. It's pathetic. Havocs work much better, you know, you got 2 of each weapon, at least 2 las cannons, 2 missile launchers, 2 heavy bolters, only 1 chain cannon because that's the new good weapon, and we want people to buy 4 boxes just to make 1 fucking squad. So that's how that was. People did complain about that, I think. It doesn't matter, you can get the 3D printed ones you can stick on the end of the heavy bolters, doesn't matter. And then the Chaos Space Marines, of course. The Chaos Space Marines box, like I think I mentioned briefly before I started this little rant. You know, it's okay, but it's pretty bad. You basically have 10 guys with a different weapon option, so, you know, essentially 20 guys, the same body, but 20 guys basically, you can get about 2 squads built out of it. So, yeah, like I said, as soon as I saw the first 2 Black Fortress Chaos Space Marines, I started buying these just 2 or 3 a week, every now and then. If I had a bit of spare money, Element Games, Dark Sphere, Goblin Gaming, anything like that, Wayland Games, I just picked them up, put them in a cupboard, and just, you know, stockpiled, because I knew the day was coming when we were going to get these trashy monopose kits, and I wanted to be prepared. And now, you know, what set me off really, I decided to do this video because of the new Orks. Oh my goodness, Orks as well. This is, if you were an Ork player, I would recommend buying as many boxes of the regular Ork Boyz as you can before they go out of production. Even I might, just to put in a cupboard somewhere, in case somewhere down the line, in 10 years or 15 years, I decide I'd like a little bit of an Ork army. I might even buy some myself, just to stockpile. And I would recommend you do the same, because I can't even put into words. This might even be worse than the Terminators that I just spoke about. I can't even put into words how shit, lazy, pathetic the Ork Boy kit is. There are 10 Ork Boys, monopose, no change at all. The knob has like 1 option. I think you can give him a different head and a pistol up in the air instead of a big chopper up in the air. And the heavy weapon guy, you can give him either a big shooter or a rocket launcher. Other than that, the other 8 guys, all identical, can't change them. You get 3 shooters in the set. You'd have to buy 3 boxes of this just to get 1 shooter mob plus knob. Even if you bought 3 boxes of this, you wouldn't even have, you know, the proper number of boys. You'd end up with 27 boys and 3 fucking knobs. So really you'd have, you know, 27 boys and then a knob, and then you're just too short from the 30-man blob anyway. It's just, and this is, the reason this makes me angry is because this is fucking Orks. This is an army that's supposed to have so many models. I know that people think that the whole 30-man blob has kind of gone because of morale. My friend's been using them. I think they're still good. They've tried games with 10-man blobs, hadn't worked out, haven't got enough staying power. And they've tried games with 30-man blobs. Morale hasn't been as much of a problem for them as they expected, and they're a lot more scary for me to play against than the 10-man blobs. I think they're still okay. But it doesn't matter. Whether you're running 10-man squads or 30-man squads, the point is, you now have 10 monopose Orks. So even if you're running squads of 10, you've still got 3 squads, 4 squads of the same 10 guys over and over and over. You can't have shooter squads anymore. You can't really have full chopper squads. You literally don't get enough options to do a full squad of either. And the fact that it's not even a 5-5 split plus knob, which it should be, It's a three shooter guys, 6 chopper slugger guys and 1 knob. It's out of this world shit. How can you, this is, whether you want the 10-man squads or 30-man squads, how can you this is Orks, how can you justify making people buy the same 10 models over and over? You get more knobs than you need, and you can't even make the squads that you need to make with those Orks. And even if you had the options to make, 10 slugger chopper guys, 10 shooter guys, plus the knob, thought that's going to go then. You'd still be stuck with the same sort of Chaos Cultist Poxwalker situation of the same 10 guys looking at, and even in their promotional material when they're showing the get started collecting set, get started set, whatever it is, the Battle Force things they do now that are just crap Battle Forces. Even within their own promotional material, you can see it's the same 20 guys, the same 10 guys repeat, aside from the Ork knobs, where they've built both variants of the knob and they've built both variants of the heavy weapon guy. Aside from that, you can just look and see the other 14 guys are the same, or however many it is, the same 16 guys. The same 16 guys are just repeated, two of each. You can see them, one there, one there, one there, one there. Same 2 guys, over and over and over. Same 2 guys, identical. And the fact we had the fucking gall to claim in the promotional material initially that you had enough bits in the box to fully customise the squad so that each squad looks different, and then just delete that, just fucking delete that like they never said it. So it's a lie to begin with, and then when it turns out that it's not even true, there's no word about it. They just we'll remove that from the promotional material then, and that's just how it is. I mean, it's just who thinks this is a good idea to have just 10 Orks now? And this is going to bring me on to really the question. I've done my little rant. I've got my anger out for a little bit. This is going to bring me on to the question that I want to discuss, really. And I'm going to ask the question, answer it myself a little bit, hopefully. This is one I want to see you answer in the comments as well. And that is simply, what is the future? Where's the future? Because where do you go from this if every set Games Workshop puts out now is just the same few Monopose figures? Where is the longevity? Where's the long-term player base? Where is the future going? The problem I have with 40k right now is it's not really there for collectors and for people who build armies. It's there for the splurgers, the same losers, the wankers that just splurge their fucking money on whatever the new release is, have no loyalty to it at all. They just buy whatever the new release is, get it all, leave it in the fucking box, build it, spray paint it black, whatever, and it's on eBay the next fucking month because they're selling it off so they can spend money on the next new release. Or it's for the back rep channels, the collectors who just basically want to buy one of each new release, get it pro painted and put it in a cabinet, and that's just their 1500 point, 2000 point army of new release models that they just use for back reps or have on the shelf or whatever, and all they want is 1 or 2 boxes of each new release, and that's it. And that's what Games Workshop's doing. It's just an industry. They're churning these things out. They don't care about making, about catering for the long-term player anymore. It's all just about making some nice-looking Monopose models that are easy to produce, to sell to these guys that buy whatever the new release is, and then they just move on to the next project. And they say, well, that's it for the Orks. Next week we're doing Tyrannids, and then after that we're doing the fucking Eldar or whatever it is. And it's just, it's for people like me, it's terrible, because people like me, it's unbelievable. People like me, I've been playing Chaos Space Marines for, 15 years, if not longer, 16 years probably, for a very long time. And I'm the kind of guy who will buy the same box over and over and over and over and over and over again for years. For years, I will buy the same box over and over and over again. Because I don't just want my 2,000 points of fucking Siege Studio painted bullshit that I'm going to put on a shelf or play back reps with. I want my Legion. I want 10,000 points of this. I want 200 Chaos Space Marines and 20 Rhinos. I just started Necrons last month, and I'm already working on 200 Warriors because I want 10 blocks of 20. I want 10 blocks of 20 I can put over the table and punctuate here and there with monoliths and Gorse pylons and things. And that's what I'm already doing that. I'm kind of regretting not stockpiling them the same way I did with the Chaos Space Marines, but that's okay. The point is, that's how many boxes is that? 20 boxes of Warriors that I'm buying. Here, again, like I said, already built most of these. I've got like 200 Chaos Space Marines I bought and built. And that's just recently, not even counting the last 10 years of my hobbying. And I want 9 Vindicators probably, 3 of each. I get 3 of each of everything, whatever it might be. I get at least 3 of each, 3 Predators of each variant, 3 Defilers, whatever it might be. I get loads of it. I've got like 8 Defilers, because I like to just build an army and keep building. My Death Guard, same thing. I don't know how many thousands of points I've got for that, but most of my Plague Marines are resin third party, because I've got the Games Workshop ones. I've got 2 boxes built 2 different ways, so that's the 14 variants that you get essentially in each box. And I've got the Space Marine Heroes set and the initial 7 you got from the collector set, plus the 3 random ones they put out. So I've basically got every official Games Workshop Plague Marine, which comes to about 25, 30 maybe, all added together. So, since then I've been going to, companies like Spellcrow, Cromlech, that sort of thing, who make resin ones, just to really fill out the rest of them, because I want 60, 80, 100. And I'm not going to just buy the same Games Workshop ones over and over again. And again, like I said earlier, for the things like the Cultists, that's why I'm going to, Atlantic Wargaming for the Cultists. It's why I've gone for Mantic, Zombies and Ghouls for the, Poxwalkers and stuff. Because I just not, I want large armies of stuff, and I'm not going to buy the same 10 guys over and over again. And if I was an Ork player, I would want 100, 200, 300 Ork Boys. I'd want to cover the board with Ork Boys, and I would sure as hell not be buying that fucking box set of 10 identical guys over and over and over and over again. If I couldn't get official Games Workshop ones, I don't know what the fuck I'd do. 3D print them probably, because it's just pathetic. Now, and the problem is that Games Workshop don't care for whatever reason. I don't know why, because like I said, look how many, I buy a lot of stuff. If you keep me around as a customer, I buy a lot of stuff because I want to make big armies. And like I said, I'll buy the same box set for decades. I'll buy the same box set over and over and over again until I've got the legions that I want. So what's the future? If I was a newcomer and I wanted to get into Chaos Space Marines now, and forget the last 15 years and all the armies that I have, if I wanted to get into Chaos Space Marines now with the kits that I've got, the Terminators that are available now, the Havocs that are available now, the Chaos Space Marine ground troops that are available now, the Cultists that are available now, what the fuck would I do if I wanted to get into Chaos Space Marines now without any of the stuff that I've already bought over the years? I don't know what I'd do. Probably third parties, like I said, Spellcrow, Cromlech, that sort of thing. Maybe resin recasters, so it's 3D printing. Probably, I'd get 2 boxes of Chaos Space Marines. I have 2 boxes of them. Built them, like I said, both different ways, and that's it. What else can you do? You can go elsewhere, really, because what else are you supposed to do? Just buy the same box set over and over and over? No. And so for Ork players, again, let's put this in the Ork perspective, because that's really what I'm making this video about, the Orks. What are you supposed to do if you're an Ork player? If you're an Ork player, long-term Ork player, you've already got 6,000 points of Orks and 280 boys, you're okay. You're set. And if you're getting into Orks, you can probably still buy second-hand Orks around on eBay. They haven't discontinued the box set yet, although they're going to. What are you going to do then? eBay people, if they're rare enough, they'll start getting expensive on eBay. People will start thinking they've got plastic gold. That's what happens for fantasy, and it'll happen to anything else they stop making. So what are you supposed to do as a new Ork player? Just buy the same 10 guys over and over? And like I said, it's not even, if it was 10 boys plus a knob, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's the fact that it's 10 boys including the knob. So really it's only 9 boys plus the knob. So if you buy multiple boxes, you get too many knobs and not enough boys. And the boys that you do get all look the same. So you've got the same guy doing this and the same guy doing this 10 times. What are you supposed to do? And so that's my question with one of what worries me about the Monopose thing is, what's the future? What's the future with Monopose models? How do you make this go long term? How do you keep long term players around? How do you keep making sales once you've just splurged the original few kits? I'm sure that the sales for this new Ork Boys kit are going to be immense. I'm sure that they're going to sell hundreds of thousands of boxes of these new Ork Boys, but within the first couple of months. But what's going to happen 3 years from now? Nobody's going to want them because they've already got loads of them. Whereas for me, I can buy this set for 10 years and I wouldn't mind, because it looks fine. So, you know, that's really what the discussion is, what I'd like to hear people's opinions on, and what I worry about, you know, where's the future with all this Monopose thing? So slowly but surely, everything, they're getting around to everything. Everything is going Monopose. Every single thing that they're redoing is going Monopose, all across the ranges, whatever it might be. You know, from Flayed Ones to, you know, new Eldar stuff, you know, Banshees probably. I haven't seen them yet, but I expect they're all the same. You know, and it's just, where's it go? Where's it go? Where's the future in this? Just the same models for everybody to buy over and over. You know, how are you supposed to? What do you want to do if you don't want just the new, you know, one set of each new release? If you want to actually collect an army for a long time and have a big army, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to keep players around? And I think it's because, you know, Games Workshop don't care. They don't want to. They don't care because in their mind they'll just make new releases, and people will just buy the new releases and, you know, with abandon the armies they're already working on, put them up on eBay, and just buy the new releases. And, you know, in their mind, even if people don't need any more of those Monopose kits that they've already got, it doesn't matter because they're going to move on to the next army anyway. I'm really interested, well, I'm not interested, more like worried, but, you know, interested to see where, you know, this hobby is going to be in 10 years, you know, when in 10 years when everything's just the same Monopose kit and there's no real point in buying more than one of them. And I just don't understand why as a company you'd make it so that it's pointless buying more than one or two of your product, you know? Why, what's in your head? Why would you ever think that's, you know, what makes you think that's a good idea? We're going to make, you know, one thing, it's going to look the same way. Nobody has any reason to buy more than one of these boxes or two of these boxes maybe. Why? What's the thinking? What's the mindset behind that? You want to sell them, don't you? You want to sell them. Why make it so that it's pointless for anybody to buy more than one of them? I just don't get it. You know, and it's been like it for a long time, but I think it's the fact that it's Orks now that's really just, you know, I've just gone over the edge now. I've gone over the edge now. Because it's, you know, it's Orks, right? You know, something like Chaos Space Marines, Death Guard, you could say, okay, it's not a big army, it's a low model count army comparatively to some other things, so, you know, it doesn't matter so much, you know, you don't need that many Blade Marines. But this is Orks. And again, whether you're running squads of 30 or 20 or just multiple squads of 10, you need Ork Boyz. You need Ork Boyz, those are your troops. You're still going to have lots of them, regardless of what squad size you run them in. So just what the hell is the idea of making 10 guys all the same? And not even making 10 guys all the same, but not even giving you all the options. So that, again, you need to get 3 shooters per squad, so you've got to buy 3 boxes just to get enough shooters for one squad. And even then, again, that's too many knobs now. That's 2 extra knobs than you need. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't know, you know, what the future holds. I don't know what the long-term plan is. If the, you know, it's just, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts behind, you know, where things are going to go, what state things are going to be in, because it's just going to keep going. And there's always people that defend them. I've already seen them in the comments all over the place, defending them every time. All the shills, all the fanboys out the woodwork, defending them. Oh, it's miniatures, it's models. You know, you're supposed to make them yourself. They just provide you the kits. It's not about them providing you enough pieces to make infinite models. It's about you converting. Isn't part of the hobby. Converting is an extra thing you can do if you want to. Just giving people the same Monopose models and having these shills, defenders, oh, you can convert them, you can cut this off and green stuff this. You can if you want to. You shouldn't fucking have to get more than 5 guys that look the same. They look different. It's not part of the hobby. It's part of the hobby if you want to do it, but it's not fundamentally part of the hobby. It's not just saying, oh, well, you can convert them, oh, well, you can kit bash them. That's not a defence. That's not a defence for making Monopose models, any more than just if they supplied you fucking little rectangle bricks of resin and said, carve it yourself. You've got a knife, haven't you? You've got a scalpel and an X-Acto knife. Carve your plastic miniature yourself. We've provided you with the plastic. You know, so that's not, I know that's a far-fetched, ridiculous example, but this is what I've seen in the comment sections, and it irritates me because it's not the point. The point isn't for you to convert things and to green stuff things and to cut things off and bend things. It's that's not an excuse for them giving you Monopose models. You can do it if you want to. I've done it, you know, but that's not an excuse for them to give you Monopose models, and nobody should be defending it. Nobody should be defending it. Right, so I'm probably going to think of more stuff that I wanted to say as soon as I stopped filming and turned the camera off, but for now I think I've gone through everything I wanted to really say on this matter. So, you know, leave your comments down below. Agree with me, disagree with me, even if you hate everything I've just said, and you are the kind of guy that just buys one of each new release and then sells it on eBay, you know, that's fine. You can leave your hate comments if you want to. I did just call you wankers, I think, when I was really angry just now, so I won't hold it against you if you do want to flame me. But, you know, I think that's it for this video, really. I will be interested to hear what you have to say about it. I consider it a real threat to the hobby. I really do think that this is a, you know, it's dangerous territory. I think that it's self-harm in a way, and I am worried about, you know, what it's going to really mean. Are you going to even see people in 10 years who have sizable armies anymore? Or is this just going to become an increasingly small-scale casual thing where people just have the same 1,000, 1,500 point armies of new releases, and that's just all you see anymore? You know, is anybody an actual collector anymore? I don't know. But it's a shame, and it's depressing, to be honest. I think it's depressing. Yeah, it's depressing, and it's sad, and it's lazy. It's just unimaginably, desperately, pathetically lazy. I can't think of a single defence for it. You know, this company just phones it in over and over and over again, and the fanboys, the shills, defend them for some reason, and it's pathetic. And it's just lazy. I've had enough. I've had enough. You know, like I said, I was waiting for larger channels to start talking about this kind of thing. They're not, so I'm doing it. And, you know, I don't care. I haven't got any sponsorships or anything. Doesn't fucking matter to me. So here it is. It's been said. It's out there now. Thank you. And maybe I'll see you in another video. I hope so. I hope I'll make some and not go on another month hiatus or whatever it's just been. So thank you, and I'll see you in the future.